I'm pretty sure that everyone can agree with me that the year 2020 was a pretty wild ride. For some, this was the best year, especially if you were able to get some investments in, whether it had been a property or stocks. But for others, unfortunately, it was the absolute worst. I definitely would consider myself one of the lucky ones because the military has been pretty much taking care of me the entire time. But for those of you who have been suffering because of the pandemic and lack of government aid and leadership, I truly hope that the year 2021 is going to be the year that you finally come out of whatever hardships you're going through. And since the new year just happened about 2 days ago, I am sure that many of you have plenty of plans and goals that you would like to achieve this year. This year is especially big for me because on October 16th, I will no longer be active duty military. And on September 16th, I will be taking terminal leave and getting out of the military, driving all the way back to California and taking my happy ass there to hopefully become a successful luxury real estate agent. But before I go, I want to make sure I have all my ducks lined up in a row and making sure that I have everything I want done before I get out. And in this video, I'll be explaining exactly what I want those goals to be. If you are in the military, then hopefully you take some of the things that I'm saying now as advice for whenever you get out. But if you are not and you're just curious on what a simple sailor like myself does to prepare themselves for going out into the civilian world since high school, I mean seriously, I haven't really been on my own since high school, then maybe you can get some enjoyment out of watching this video. But before we start, I would please ask you that you absolutely sink and blow the like button out of the water. And once you've done that, then we can go ahead and start the video. Now, the first thing I want to make sure I have in order is the exact money that I want saved, or at least have a net worth of. For me, this is going to be $100,000. In my early years in the military, I wanted all of this money to be in cash. But as I got further into my military career, it didn't seem like just saving was going to get me there. So by doing a side hustle and investing into stocks, I can pretty much say I will comfortably be reaching my goal. Now, this is quite a bit of money when you consider that many Americans don't even have $1,000 saved, which is why I urge people to always save as much money as they possibly can and cut back where they can cut back, because who knows, if aliens do come down this year, toilet paper is going to be the least of your problems. So anyways, where is all this money I'm saving going? Property. I've been wanting to get into my very first piece of real estate property investment as early as I possibly can, but I also realize the reality of doing so. And that is I'm going to need a minimum of probably 2 years of proof of income. And unfortunately, I will not be able to use my military income as that proof of income. But actually, I do kind of like the idea of not getting my investment property too soon, because using that extra year or two will give me more time on narrowing down exactly where I want my cash to be and exactly how much I want to put in it. Because most of my money is placed in stocks right now. But thankfully with my VA home loan, I won't have to sell many stocks and use at least 20% of that in my first 3 years of living expenses. I could also use some of the money that I used in my first 3 years as a real estate agent to put into whatever I would see fit. But wait, being a real estate agent doesn't guarantee that you're going to make a lot of money. This is why I will need 20% of the money that I have saved up to at least get me through the first 3 years of living. And will hopefully ensure that I do have enough money that when and if the opportunity arises where I can purchase an investment property, I will be ready. And even if I somehow blew through 80% of my money, I would still have about 20% left over, which is plenty of money to pick up whatever I have left and go take my calculated risks and decisions elsewhere. Now, with most of my net worth being in stocks, I need to be very careful on exactly where I allocate my money in, how much I have on hand, and how much I have in investments. On one hand, I can keep investing into all these companies with the chance of losing it all the next day. Or on the other, I could just choose to sell everything I have right now and ensure I will have $100,000 by the time I get out. But then I lose out on all the potential amount of money that my investments can make me, which honestly, with how much money I have in right now, could be thousands of dollars. I mean, even if I do decide 2 years from now and I'm still somewhat in the green, which there is no guarantee, I could just take that extra money and put it towards more investment properties. But if I choose that second option, then there goes the entire reasoning as to why I want to even leave the military in the first place. I get fed every day, I get paid to go on pretty much free vacations. I have a secured income where no matter what happens with the economy, I'm still going to get paid on the 1st and 15th on top of free health and dental care. So why would I want to leave? I'm leaving because I want to take my future into my own hands, and I want to have that high risk, high reward lifestyle. I don't want to take the safe route right now because I'm only 21 years old, and this is the age where I can make most of my mistakes and learn from them. So this year, I really want to narrow down exactly how much money I have in cash and how much I have in investments. The second goal I hope to achieve is going to be acquiring my real estate license and calling real estate agents and brokerages for advice. This should make the transition smoother from working in a field that has nothing to do with real estate into working into a real estate field career absolutely easier. Yes, a lot of my research can be done through YouTube videos and courses online, but there's just something about talking to someone that is already doing what you want to do that makes it a bit more engaging and authentic. Plus, it's an excellent way to improve my communication skills, as being a real estate agent, that is something I'm going to need to master. Especially still with the pandemic going on, I feel like hearing new information aside from what's already online to be way more beneficial, as real estate agents that I'm calling up have actually been selling during the pandemic. I'll also like to start the process of becoming a real estate agent prior to my separation. That way when I do go back home, all I have to do is just take the test and boom, real estate agent, and now I can start looking for more work the first week that I'm there. This means studying up on exactly what's going to be on the test, figuring out exactly when I can take it, and figuring out how to get the whole real estate course for free. Yes, for free. Not only does the military pay for college, but any schooling that is required for most licenses. And a real estate license thankfully falls underneath that category. So I also need to figure out how that process works and get that done before I leave. I feel like the most nervous part of the entire operation is going to be calling real estate agents live. I used to do it before at McDonald's in the late hours, but I always felt like real estate agents thought I was just scamming them or trying to sell them something. However, I would get a few nice ones that would actually give me some really nice advice and would even offer to pretty much meet up with me after I got out of the military. And those few people that actually gave me the chance and sort of talked with me on how the whole process of being a real estate agent works greatly helped reduce the stress by a lot. So doing all of this in theory should accelerate the time it takes me to start making money again. My third financial goal that I hope to have achieved by the time I get out is going to be practicing investing in real estate. I won't be actually putting any physical cash into this, as it would be entirely virtual. Practice makes perfect, just like practicing for a football game. And I feel like the most important thing I have to learn out of the entire process is actually how to find the deal. I don't have access to the MLS, as that is pretty much an exclusive service only to real estate agents. So I have to use the cards that I'm dealt with, like Zillow and Redfin. I love finding a good deal with no matter what I am buying, so I have to treat real estate the exact same way. Just like how you find the best prices for a specific used car that you want, you just have to go online and pretty much find whatever similar properties are like the ones that you're looking for and go ahead and just compare them. Every day I will need to start studying the market and where I want to work in for at least 30 minutes. I will be seeing what type of homes are on the market, what is the average price per square foot, sort of what people are looking for when buying or selling a home, and a plethora of other things. And at least once a day I would like to analyze one property in depth just to see if it really is a good deal. This hopefully would make up for lost time that I've been here in Virginia and not actually physically in Los Angeles looking at properties. And at the very least get very rough estimates of things that I've already mentioned, which should also give me a slight head start in making income as soon as possible. And my next and last goal is to just stay the course. Since I've joined, I've been constantly and vigorously saving as much money as I can, and it has shown incredible results. I already have stocks that in my opinion are going to grow slowly but surely over time. So this year I will be allocating more money into stocks and continuing to cut back on the things I don't need and continuing to live below my means. Also, one of the biggest things I need to start doing is learning how I can allocate not only my money, but also my time. I need to find the right balance of making videos, continuing with my actual job in the Navy, doing my side hustle, finding time for my personal health, and on top of all of that, practicing for my future career in real estate. I mentioned it pretty fast, but making videos on YouTube just like this one is definitely something I want to start consistently doing this year. Now, money is the last thing I want out of this channel. What I love about making these videos, and the whole reason why I wanted to start making them in the first place, is so I can test myself, to see if I can really do everything I want to do and accomplish all of my goals while using my time wisely, to stay dedicated to something that has a lot of work, so that when I do separate, the last thing I have to worry about is if I have what it takes to really become a successful real estate agent. And an awesome byproduct of doing all of this is pretty much helping you guys. This isn't going to be easy, but that's exactly what I'm asking for by ending my contract with the military. But I seriously can't wait for the time when I finally get that little piece of paper that lets me go and I can finally do something that I want to do with my life. But that is going to be all for today. I hope you really enjoyed and took some value out of this video for whenever you separate. Please sink that like button and subscribe if you've enjoyed this video or got any sort of helpful information out of this. And I hope you all have an excellent new year, and I will see you guys in the next video.